Waves. What happened to Waves? Honestly, like this was a crypto that had a lot of bullishness around it. Um, the collapse has been something quite incredible. I actually want to take a look at what's happened recently. Alameda Research, which no one respects, but Alameda Research, one of the co-founders, is filing a lawsuit against Waves. When you've got one dodgy company starting to file a lawsuit against another that have had weird things happen, this all gets quite interesting. So we've got to take a look at this. Before I get into it though, if you're new here, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. Now in the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins. They were cryptos that I thought were going to make me very, very, very good money. You can see what all these coins were worth when I recorded and released the videos. You can also see all the highs that these coins hit in under a year and a half, as well as the profits you'd have made if you'd have put $100 into each of these coins. These are the profits. So 100 into each in under a year and a half would have netted your profit of over 123 grand. Now to put that into context again, in a year and a half, that's a house in some countries, that's a mansion in some countries. In some countries, that's not even a house. But in under a year and a half, pretty staggering. The thing is you don't have that time to sort your portfolios out. We're in a bull cycle right now. And if you are sitting on cryptos that you're not happy with, it's time to sort that out. If you go on to copymycrypto.com, that's the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. Now, whenever I buy or sell any coin, I tell my members the coin that I'm going to buy or sell, the price I'm going to do it at. My members can copy along exactly. They make the exact same profit as me, except they don't have any work to do at all. On the site, you'll see what my members have earned. You can see the successes we've had. It's all public record. Verify it all online. And if you're sitting on coins you're not happy with or confident in, get that sorted now, because these markets are already ripping and they're only going to rip more, guys. So Waves. Yeah, there's a lot that's happened. FTX has suing Binance and CZ for 1.8 billion. Alameda Research files. I mean, Alameda Research are going like full throttle into suing everyone at this point in time. They filed a lawsuit against Waves founder for $19 million in assets. It is worth opening the article to actually have a look. Waves. I mean, Jesus Christ. Waves is such an interesting project because I remember this launching in 2017. Well, I remember in 2017. I launched in 2016. It hit heights of around about $18, if memory serves. But yeah, like when it launched, and I remember hearing about it in 2017, and I think it was around 33, 34 cents. And it did really well. In 2021, at points in 2020 it was $1, and it hit pretty good heights again of around sort of 35, 36 bucks. It had this really random spike. I think that was down to a reaction to the Ukraine-Russia war, because it was after the fact so dramatically as well. Like, we had our bull cycle was done in January. So when it hit that height, I do remember going, I think that was a reaction at the time to the war. In terms of what's Alameda presenting, so Alameda Research has initiated legal proceeding against Alexander Ivanov. He is Ukrainian. He's the founder of Waves. So Alameda Research the lawsuit aims to recover assets valued approximately $90 million, which were deposited into Virez.finance, a liquidity platform associated with Waves. Alameda detailed its efforts to reclaim these assets, alleging that Ivanov orchestrated transactions that artificially inflated the value of the Waves token while diverting funds. The irony of Alameda accusing that. Alameda deposited around $80 million which were reported converted to about 90 million worth of USDN. That was a stable coin that became an index token on Waves. So Alameda stated that even though it has been largely unresponsive, participating in only one call with the debtors in 2023. The lawsuit is part of a broad strategy by the FTX estate, which has filed over 20 lawsuits recently to recover funds from creditors, notably individuals and entities include Anthony Scaramucci, CEO of Skybridge Capital, and various game developers. Yeah, I mean, look, I take anything from Alameda with a fucking pinch of salt because, you know, FTX and Alameda are one and the same. However, Waves have a dramatic issue in the regard that they are, you know, they were removed from Binance quite a couple of years ago now. Obviously, the potential for them to land back on Binance is there if the volume is good and if Binance don't believe that any sort of legal dispute is a big deal. Then, and to be honest, CZ, while we know technically he isn't involved in Binance, he is involved in Binance, and if it's going to shove a finger up to FTX and Alameda, I could see him doing it. I quite like it in that regard. But there are issues here. Like, fundamentally, with regards to Waves actually was and remains quite an interesting protocol. It remains an interesting blockchain. They had legitimately really solid game development, and we were starting to see growth there. And things have just went pretty bad in the regards to like the neutrino index, and yeah, like the speed of the chain was looking good. There were a lot of like legitimately big positives here, and it just kind of flatlined in many waves. Block delay is around a minute. Transactions has been about 150 million. Transactions in the last 20 days. See again. It's not terrible, but the question, of course, with the chart is accuracy. If it's 29,000 in a day, it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. And they were starting to grow something. Like, Waves to me looked like a decent shot of a gaming chain. Legitimately. Like, they were starting to look quite interesting. And now it's kind of flatlined. I'm pretty sure that's just put me back on that. Right. Yeah. So yeah, the fact that I'm like being reverted around, yeah, it doesn't bode well, does it? It doesn't bode well. Let's have a look at nodes. $217 countries. The US. I mean, even in terms of nodes, starting to look weak. Sounds a little weak. If you're a Waves holder, I would be quite concerned about what we're seeing. There is an upside, and I do want to talk about the upside. So volume has never been bad. Like, really hasn't. I mean, even today, obviously it's up 15%, but $32 million in terms of daily volume is pretty good for a market cap of 136 million. Like, a platform like Binance, a platform like Coinbase should be interested in that. They're going to earn money from this. And fundamentally, their bottom line is earning money. I'm not mocking that at all, by the way. That's exactly what it should be. They're a business. But Waves, flatlined. It's flatlined. In terms of what they've grown, it has flatlined. So I would be worried about this trying to hit anything like a new all-time high. I do think that is suspect. I always attributed that to the sort of clamoring of sympathy around the Ukraine-Russia war. It sounds like it's possible. That could have been something else. There's a lot of people that are saying they're bullish, but it's also not common either. We're talking about like a lot of days in between. All in all, worry about this. Waves, looking at it right now, especially given the fact that it's lower than when it launched or thereabouts. Yeah, well, actually, when it launched at about $1. So yeah, I'd be worried about it getting back to $10 or $20, like dramatically. I think $10 is probably the peak. Can it hit 40 or 50? Yeah. Here's how it hits 40 or 50. Binance listing, Coinbase listing. Right now, ecosystem is piss poor. This Waves was always interesting because gaming was starting to flock there. And there are still a few games that are relevant that are on Waves. But all in all, you know when Alameda are doing 20 plus lawsuits, I bet you any money those lawyers are going, yeah, we might take Waves for some. Because they're looking languishing, they're looking struggling. Can it hit 40 or 50 bucks? Yeah. Yeah, it can, but it has to have a Binance listing, a Coinbase listing, and both. Can't do one. And right now, I would be surprised to see a Binance listing with the lawsuits, because also Binance have to. I say that. Trump being in office changes things. Because with Gary Gensler being the sort of troll from Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or whatever shit movie, yeah, they're precious. That's the Lord of the Rings, right? Precious. Under the Democrats, he had pretty much free reign, and the SEC did, to sort of do allegations and go after crypto projects. I think that is immensely less likely. I mean, I'm fairly confident Gary Gensler is leaving his post within the next 6 months, if not, February, to be honest. Inauguration's in January. I think February's gone. In which case, I think any crypto project that had allegations against them are going to be fairly buoyed. I think the market's going to be buoyed. So there is absolutely potential in that regard that Waves end up doing something. I think there's also potential that Binance list Waves if they're doing solid volume, because got nothing to fear, because the gnome or whatever it is, troll or whatever, I don't know, I don't watch this shit, but whatever, that little character from Lord of the Rings is gone. So maybe right now, unknown variables, I would go $10, best case scenario. Yeah, maybe 40 or 50 bucks could be on the cards, but it's going to take a lot of external variables. Probably one I wouldn't touch right now, personally. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Look, fundamentally, we're all in the crypto market. Anyone that's watching this is in the crypto market. And if you are sitting here going, mate, I fucking love the fact that Donald Trump got in, I've seen new all-time high after new all-time high after new all-time high. Have you thought about how the SEC will be under Trump? Have you thought about how the markets can be under Trump? Obviously, by the way, quick point, they're not going to go up forever. Do understand that. They're not going to go up forever. But right now, in terms of the bull cycle, which maybe has 6, maybe 8 months at peak, how excited are you? Share in the comments. And guys, look, we are in a bull cycle, and if you are sitting on cryptos you're not happy with, sort your portfolios out. This is like the dot-com bubble right now, in the sense of that's the money that can be made. Or even the 2017-18 cycle, or the 2021 cycle. And if you are sitting on cryptos, you're going, I have no fucking clue. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm not happy with this. I'm not confident in this. Then you need to get rid of it. You need to sort it out. On my site, I share my portfolio with my members. You can see the history of success that we've had. It's all public record. Whenever I buy or sell any coin, I tell my members the coin that I'm going to buy or sell, the price I'm going to do it at. So there is no surprises. My members get in and out coins, same price as me, make the same profit, but with no work. Time is of the essence now for everyone, because these markets continue to rip. Even shitty waves right now was up a couple of % today. So if you need to get your portfolio sorted, have a look at the site, read through it all. If you like what you see, try it out, guys. And that is it for me. I'll see you in the next video, or see you on copymycrypto.com. Take care. Bye-bye.